Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be looking at this. This is the HeimVision HM241. It's a 4-camera wireless security system. So let's get it out of the box and let's have a look at it. So looking now at the body of the camera, we can see it's a good chunky camera. It's a good size, but not massive. It's not going to take up a whole wall. The aerial, now you actually attach this when you install it. It's good chunky aerial. It's good quality. And the mounting arm here has got quite a bit of movement to it. You can see it's adjustable all the way around. And you actually tighten that up with an Allen key that is supplied in the pack. Now looking further down, we've got the mounting point. There's 3 screw holes in there, and behind it there's this rubber padding in there, and that's going to stop any water from ingressing in if it's raining. Now when I installed mine, I actually used a little bit of silicone as well, just to make doubly sure. But if you've got a flat wall, that should do the job for you. The cable comes out through the hole there. Now again, when I install this, I'm drilling a hole in the wall and passing this through. Now the ends of it here is quite chunky. I used a 25mm drill bit, quite a long one, to get through the wall and to pass it through. Speaking of the ends, you have on here a Ethernet connection. Now there's a rubber bung as well that goes in the end there, because I'm only using these with the wireless settings. So the other connector on this cable is for power. Now for this, you get the included power supply and you plug it in like so. Now the system comes with 2 different types of power supplies. This one is a 1 amp power supply, and these are for the cameras. You'll get 4 of these, and there will be 1 more power supply, which is a 2 amp, which is for the set-top box. Okay, so looking here at the front of it, you've got 3 LEDs for the night vision, and a sensor there for night vision as well. And in the middle is the camera lens. So let's have a look at the set-top box. Now it comes with the antennas already installed, and they can just fold away as and when you want to. Looking at the back, we have a VGA port, HDMI, a network port, a USB port, and the socket for the power. On the front, there are 3 lights. There's a run light, a hard drive light, and a power light. And I've been waiting to do this one little thing. So this set-top box is actually a recorder as well. In order to make use of that, you need to install a hard drive. Now this is a lot simpler than it sounds. Simply remove 4 screws from the case. There's 2 on the sides and 2 on the back. Remove the top part of the casing And then inside you will see the two cables, one for power and one for data. And then just simply plug in the two connectors and it's going to be pretty obvious where they go. Now screw the hard drive into place using the 4 supplied screws. So that's it for the hardware installation. You do have to format the drive once it's in. Put the top back on, screw it all back on, and then when you go into the menus you can go to storage and then to format. Now in terms of how much you can actually store on there, a 1 terabyte hard drive will record about 43 hours of footage. Now I've put a 2 terabyte in there and it's a 5400 RPM drive and it works absolutely fine. Now I've used a Western Digital blue drive. I believe if you go in Western Digital you should actually use the purple ones because they're the ones that are designed for surveillance cameras, that sort of thing. So when it first comes on you'll get the 4 screens come up. Now as you can see on my screen here, I've actually set up 3 of the cameras so far. We've got one in the entryway, one in the garage, and one looking at me right now. So the third one is actually going to be going out the back, looking down on the patio out the back. I'm going to show you how to actually set up the cameras. Now I found this a lot easier to do this before I installed them, to get them connected into the system to make sure that it was all working and everything before I actually started screwing them to walls. So get your plug it into the camera like so, and find yourself a socket. 1 second. And then click the little plus sign in the corner and then it will give you a list of the devices that are in there. Now the 4 that you've got here, you can see the 3 that says success. Those are the 3 that are already connected, and then we have IPC disconnect, so that's this one. So now looking at that, it's now connected automatically. I didn't have to update anything, it just found it. So there we are. Nice little camera setup there. So look at the, yay. So it's that easy to connect a new camera. So it's now a couple of weeks later, and looking at the cameras you can see that all 4 are now fitted properly. So looking at them one by one, you can see the top left we've got the garage camera. Now that is in complete darkness in there. If I walked in I wouldn't be able to see for anything. The night vision on these is really good, as you can see. It's really clear, it's really good contrast of the lights in there, and yeah, I'm really happy with that. So looking now at camera 2, that is looking down the alleyway towards the side entrance to the house. It's getting a little bit darker outside, so it's already switched to night mode, because it obviously wasn't getting enough light to show a decent picture, so it's already switched, which is nice to see. Camera 3, which is the newest camera, that one is out the back looking at the patio and looking at the conservatory doors. So again, that's looking really clear. These cameras are 960p HD cameras, not quite 1080p, but this whole system is 1080 as a whole. But the picture is absolutely brilliant. So one thing to notice is that each of these cameras has got a little signal indicator to tell you how strong the signal is. Now this one's down a bar on the rest, but that is the one that's furthest away from the system. Now this house is a 1990s build. It's got stud walls on the inside and it's got breeze block and brick external walls with a cavity in between. The signal gets through okay through there. I did have to put the antenna on camera 3 before it would get the signal through those walls and all the way to here. So the antenna is really good once that's on. But I think I would have probably had a little issue if I'd got solid brick walls inside the house. I think that the amount of signal that it's lost just travelling the distance, it maybe would have suffered a little bit more coming through there. But for my benefit, the camera is absolutely fine. It's coming through with a decent quality picture. It's not skippy at all. It's not jumpy in any way, shape or form. So I've been really happy with it. There is a little bit of a delay on there, but that's to be expected with this kind of system. Camera 4 is the one that's in the office. I'll give a wave right now. Stick my thumb up. There we go. And that's not much to say about that one other than again, good picture. For mounting inside, these cameras are probably a little bit big, a little bit obvious in the corners, not like some of these where you've got a small camera in a little dome or something just looking down and not really looking like a camera. These definitely look like cameras. Now this feed is coming from the set-top box itself directly through the HDMI port, but you can actually access it through there's a web app you can install on your phone called SE Cloud, and there's the same app you can actually get for Windows as well. So there's lots of opportunity there for you to log in and have a look at what's happening in your house. So let's have a look at some of the menu. So to get into that, you just right click on the mouse and you can change the split screen to different views. So one view, so you can choose which camera you want to look at. So if we wanted to look at camera 3, there you go. It zooms in on camera 3. So double click to get back. You can actually add more cameras to it as well, up to 8 cameras I believe. Video manage is just to have a look at the devices that you've got in there. As you can see there, you can add up to 8 cameras, Wi-Fi cameras to the setup. And right, so under system setup, we've got loads of different settings in here. You can set up the hard drive, you can set the time, how the screen's gonna look, you know, at 1080p at 60 Hertz. We've also got network setup, where under here you can actually set up an email, so it pings you an email when it detects some motion, and you can also set it to record that. If you go into record setup, you can set here different times when you want it to scan for motion. You can change things around there. Video playback. Now with the hard drive installed, we can then look at some of the playback for the videos. So now on the recordings, I've gone back to last Sunday, and this is when I actually fitted the 4th camera. So if we look down here, we can see that this black band here, this says that there's actually no recording for that channel. So channel 3 or camera 3 has actually got no footage. If I go onto the red, just click there, and then let's have a look at that camera close up. There you can see that's me fitting the camera. As you can see, I've got my phone in my hand there, and I'm actually getting the right angle that I wanted for the camera by using the phone to actually gauge where the correct angle was going to be. Now anytime I can make a backup of these by going down to backup, clicking on there, click yes, and then all I need to do is unplug the mouse, plug a USB storage device in, and it will copy it onto that USB stick. So I've actually put a USB stick in there now, and it says it's backing up the video. And there, that has now succeeded. So let's exit out of there, go back to live. As you can see now, night vision is on the 3 cameras. The one out the back has now, it's now got quite a bit darker. since I started recording this. So you can see how good that night vision is. If I go to back to the menu, volume doesn't do anything because these cameras don't have microphones on them. Setup wizard, when you first start the system, it will go into a setup wizard, so you can put all your details for your network and things like that in. Add a camera on Wi-Fi and just channels, etc. Now if you want to exit the system, you go there, you can reboot, log out, you can shut the whole thing down, or you can close the actual screen output to save on power. So we'll come out of there, and that's pretty much it. So there you go, a really nice system. My only issue with it is probably the signal strength coming from that furthest camera. Not a big issue for me with the type of house that I've got, but if I had really thick brick walls internally or a larger house, then I might start to worry a little bit more. But as it stands, this system's been absolutely great for me. It comes in at about £150 from Amazon. I will leave links to that in the description below so you can check it out for yourself. So give this video a like if you liked it. Got loads more videos coming very soon. Best way not to miss any of those is to subscribe below. Doesn't cost a thing, and if you hit the bell notification icon, then you'll get told every time a new video comes out. Speaking of more videos, why not check out one of our other videos on the left hand side of the screen right now for your further viewing pleasure. So thanks for watching, and I will see you later.